of the things that frustrates also to residents in some communities is they try to call the front gate to let them know that they're expecting a guest, and they don't come through because the person is already taking care of a guest that's trying to come in.
He's busy.
Exactly, he's pretty busy. So you have an automated system that basically asks you for your code, even recognize your home phone number, and then allows you to leave a voicemail message, and then basically tell the security officer who you expect to visit you.
Yeah. It has touchscreen technology. What does that mean?
First of all, the environment that you are,
Yeah.
it's not very good for them to use, as you know, the mouse, because
Right.
they're probably standing up and talking. So the touchscreen technology makes it so much easier. But the software was designed and is designed in such a way that you have large buttons on the screen. It's very user-friendly to speed up the process. In other words, the software knows that the primary communication between the end user and the software, it's not going to be the mouse, but
The thing.
exactly.
It also has voicemail verification?
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Define
it
that
does.
for me.
Yes, voicemail is when a resident calls the computer, enters their code for their address, and tells the computer who's coming in and what time they're coming in, whether they're coming in today, tomorrow, or a specific time. When the guest finally comes and the security officer goes to that address, there will be a voicemail message waiting for the security officer, and they would touch the screen and they would hear the guest name and then allow them access to the community. Yes, it makes the process a lot faster.
No question about that.
You could have up to 4 lines, telephone lines connected to it. So
Right.
if 4 people call at the same time, they're not going to be frustrated in getting a busy signal.
I understand it's all automatic dialers. I'm not sure of the value of that. Tell me what that means.
Well, automatic dialing is, it allows the user, the end user, to just touch the screen, touch a button on the computer, and it makes a phone call to the person that they're calling. So say if they're verifying a guest coming in,
Right.
they don't have to ask, well, what's the resident's telephone number? The computer does that for you, so they're logging them in. Once they get to the address, they would touch a button that says call the resident, and the computer knows the telephone number.
It would do it
And it
automatically.
would do it automatically. So it saves time, and it saves the dialogue between the end user and the guest.
The key control subsystem is interesting. In some gated communities, they have keys that they leave in the gatehouse, so that the pest control person or the person that's taking care of the pool or even the gardener can come, open up part of the house, and then basically work on it.
Right.
So what we do is we manage this. What we do is the keys, they have embedded a little chip in there. So we scan the keys in to know who and when they're out, and then who got them back. And it's a way for the security officer, when you have a large communities, to be able to track them. Otherwise, they would have to do that manually.
So it gives them access into the backyard, or in some
Correct.
instances, actually into the house itself?
Yes.
So they pick up the key, then they return it, and at the
And then the
gatehouse?
system tracks it. As I said, some communities found it to be important for them to store some basic medical information for their residents.
Right.
What happened is, should there is a problem and they have to call 911, what happened is the paramedics comes in and they have absolutely no information about the person. By having this information available on the computer, they're able to know, for example, if the person suffers from diabetes, if the person has any type of allergies, the person wears a pacemaker, because sometimes that's huge for them.
So in essence, when the paramedics would arrive at the gate, this kind of information would be accessible to them right there at the gate?
Correct. What they do is they would print it and they would hand it to them. The aim that we're trying to do is to quickly get the guests in and at the same time gather as much information as we can, just in case.